The 2025 season is shaping up to be a pivotal year for a number of players on the Steelers roster. Over recent drafts, the team has invested in a lot of promising young talent. And now it feels like the moment has arrived for these athletes to truly make their mark. The off-season workouts, mini camps, and OTA letters have given us a glimpse of who might step up and become breakout stars. And today I want to dive into 10 players who are showing real potential to break out this year. The energy around these guys has been electric, and it's clear the Steelers are counting on them to help elevate the team. First off, let's talk about Caleb Johnson, the rookie running back out of Iowa. Since the moment the Steelers drafted him, he's been someone fans and analysts alike have been watching closely. There's something about the way his style of running, that outside zone approach, fits so naturally into what the Steelers' offense is trying to build under Arthur Smith. It feels like a perfect marriage. Johnson might end up being one of the most crucial offensive players for Pittsburgh this season. The Steelers seem to be following a formula similar to what the Eagles did when they brought in Saquon Barkley and built around him with a competent quarterback and a dominant defense. While the Steelers' quarterback isn't quite at the elite level, they have a smart, reliable player in Rodgers, and their defense remains a strong point. Now, all that's missing is a star running back to carry the offense forward, and Caleb Johnson might just be that missing piece. I'm not saying Caleb is going to instantly be the next Barkley, but if his fit within Arthur Smith's system holds up, and if he's truly ready for the NFL's pace, he could turn into a breakout star who pushes the Steelers right into title contention. His impact might be felt early, but realistically, I think his role will grow throughout the season. Jaylen Warren is still expected to be the lead back initially, but Johnson's talent and work ethic suggest he could take over that role sooner rather than later. By around week 6, when the Steelers face the Browns at home, I wouldn't be shocked if Caleb Johnson is the undisputed number 1 back in the rotation. What do you guys think? Will Caleb be the lead back by then? Drop a T if you think that's true, or an F if not. Another player quietly making waves is Calvin Austin III. I've mentioned before that he reminds me a lot of players like Darnell, Mooney, or even Brandon Cooks at his prime. Small in stature, but a nightmare for defenses because of his speed and route running. He might not be the biggest guy on the field, but Calvin's ability to stretch defenses vertically and create separation is impressive. Plus, he's dynamic with the ball in his hands, especially on punt returns, where his vision and quickness stand out. His size does limit him somewhat, particularly on early downs when the Steelers want a stronger blocker. But the numbers from last season don't quite capture how good he really was. He set a career high in receiving yards with about 550 yards and maintained an impressive average of over 15 yards per catch, along with 4 touchdowns on 36 receptions. The key thing is that Calvin often wasn't the primary read for quarterbacks like Justin Fields or Russell Wilson, who typically focused on their first read or scrambled if nothing opened up. That meant Calvin was usually second or third in the progression, and even when he was wide open, he didn't always get targeted. Now, with Rodgers under center, who is known as one of the best mental processors in NFL history, Calvin Austin III is likely to see the ball much more often. This could be the season he truly breaks out, finally showing what he's capable of with consistent targets and a quarterback who reads defenses quickly and accurately. The Steelers' offense might just unlock his potential fully this year. Moving on, Darnell Washington is another receiving threat who looks poised for a breakout. With Rodgers at quarterback, big tight ends like Washington could become a major weapon. Darnell has talked about feeling better than ever this season. After shedding 15 pounds from his previous playing weight, he's moving more smoothly and understands the receiving aspects of his position better than he did coming out of college at Georgia. At his size, he's a matchup nightmare. Rodgers himself has compared him to Mercedes Lewis, a hulking tight end who was extremely productive in his prime. If Darnell can stay healthy and continue to refine his game, this could be the year he finally lives up to the expectations that came with his draft status. The combination of his size and improved athleticism could make him a vital piece of the Steelers' offense. On the offensive line, there's a lot of potential breakout candidates as well. Troy Fautanu, the right tackle, impressed many with his performance at Washington and during his limited NFL action last year. His debut against a strong pass rush in Denver showed he has the skills to hold his own. If he can stay healthy, I believe he'll take a big step forward this season. However, there are some concerns about his knees, as several teams reportedly flagged medical issues prior to the draft. The Steelers have a reputation for taking chances on players with medical red flags, and Futano is a perfect example. His health will be something to watch closely, but if he can avoid injury, he has the talent to be a cornerstone on the line. Then there's Brick Jones, who could also surprise this year. Compared to his past 2 seasons, even average play from him at right tackle would feel like a breakout. He has first-round pedigree and impressive physical tools, which is why the Steelers not only drafted him in the first round, but also traded up to get him. Giving up an additional 4th-round pick in the process, Jones is moving to left tackle. Now, a position where he feels more comfortable and could finally show what he's capable of. If he clicks there, he might even become the team's franchise left tackle, which would be huge for Pittsburgh. His confidence and consistency will be key factors in determining his success this season. Mason McCormick is another offensive line player with a lot to prove. He was a day 3 pick out of South Dakota State, and many thought that was a steal. His college tape showed a lot of potential, but the jump to the NFL, especially moving from left guard to right guard, is never easy. Last year, the Steelers expected James Daniels to be the starter at right guard, but McCormick ended up getting playing time due to injuries and rotations. Despite some inconsistency, he showed flashes of being a solid contributor alongside Futano and Zach Frazier. McCormick could form the core of a very strong offensive line for years to come. If he continues to develop on the defensive side of the ball, there's also excitement brewing. Keno Benson has been talked about as a potential breakout player for a while now, but he hasn't quite exploded onto the scene yet. He's had some impressive plays, and overall he's been solid the past 2 years, but the hype suggested he would be a monster by now. This year might be different, especially with the addition of Derek Harmon from Oregon. Harmon's presence could keep Benson fresher and more effective, allowing him to make more game-changing plays. Harmon himself brings quick feet, powerful hands, and the ability to disrupt both the run and the pass. The combination of Benson, Cam Hayward, Harmon, and others like Daniel Akwalu and Dean Lowry gives the Steelers one of the stronger defensive line rotations in the league this year. On the inside linebacker front, Peyton Wilson is stepping into a bigger role. He was more of a rotational player last season, but is expected to become the number 2 inside linebacker next to Patrick Queen. Watching his college film, he reminds me a lot of Luke Kuechly, one of the best defensive players in recent memory. If Wilson can reach anything close to that level, he's going to be a nightmare for opposing offenses. His growth and readiness to take on more responsibility are exciting signs for Steelers fans. Finally, Beanie Bishop Jr. is the slot cornerback to watch. If he's on the field this season, he could be a key piece in the secondary. During OTA letters and mini camps, he's shown he's in the lead to win that starting job. He's been matched up against tough receivers like Calvin Austin III and Roman Wilson, holding his own despite their speed and skill. There's also been talk about the Steelers possibly making a move to bring in a cornerback, like Jaire Alexander or Jalen Ramsey, before the season begins, which could change things dramatically. But if they stick with Bishop, I wouldn't be surprised to see him have a strong sophomore season. With so many players ready to step up, the Steelers' 2025 campaign promises to be one filled with excitement and new stars emerging on both sides of the ball. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. A major buzz is stirring around Pittsburgh as rumors circulate that Trevor Lawrence, the young and highly touted quarterback, has been spotted arriving at the Steelers' headquarters to sign a contract. The news has instantly set the sports world on fire, sparking waves of speculation about the future of both Lawrence and the Steelers franchise. Lawrence, who has been widely regarded as one of the brightest quarterback prospects in recent years, initially entered the NFL with sky-high expectations. His talent, arm strength, and composure under pressure have often been praised. Yet some have argued he has yet to fully unlock his potential. The possibility of him joining the Steelers, an iconic team with a storied history and passionate fan base, could mark a new chapter in his career. This alleged move has generated numerous questions. Could the Steelers be gearing up to make a significant shakeup at the quarterback position? Is this the sign of a rebuilding effort led by a young star, or simply a strategic addition to their roster depth? Pittsburgh's fans are already imagining what Lawrence might bring to the table, from electrifying plays to leadership in the locker room for the Steelers. who have struggled in recent seasons to find consistent success at quarterback, landing. A player of Lawrence's caliber could be a game changer. The franchise has a reputation for tough, physical football, but pairing that with a talented signal caller could revive their hopes of contending in the league's toughest division. Despite the excitement, insiders caution that nothing is set in stone just yet. Contract negotiations can be complex, and sometimes what looks like a sure deal can fall through at the last moment. Still, the mere sighting of Lawrence at the Steelers' headquarters has fueled an unmistakable buzz in the NFL community. Many analysts are weighing in, suggesting that the Steelers may be preparing for a bold move to regain relevance. If Lawrence does indeed sign, it would signal the team's commitment to investing in the future and building around a franchise quarterback. The ripple effect could extend far beyond Pittsburgh, potentially shifting the balance of power in the league. Fans, media, and players alike will be watching closely in the coming days. Will Trevor Lawrence truly become the new face of the Steelers? Or is this just another intriguing chapter in the ongoing saga of NFL roster moves? For now, the rumors are heating up and all eyes are on Pittsburgh. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.